I have personally been a big fan of HubSpot, so I'm excited to get started on this topic. So today's HubSpot sales training agenda, we're going to go through an introduction, not only for me, but what is HubSpot? We're going to talk about all of the different benefits for sales reps utilizing HubSpot and how we're going to use that as a prospecting tool and keeping up with all of your company contacts and information and how we store that and utilize that for leads and follow-up tasks and booking meetings and creating sales emails with templates and just overall monitoring the day-to-day activity and making sure that we're focusing on the productivity, as well as how to take it a step further from an initial sales conversation and moving through your sales cycle, whether that's through deals or providing resources. So we have a lot of fun stuff we're going to cover today. Just a little bit more about The Digital, who we are, what we do. We are a full service agency. We are headquartered right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We've been in business over 20 years. We are Google and HubSpot partners. We are the lead generation experts here. We build high performing websites as well as custom marketing strategies that are really geared around bringing in higher quality leads, or maybe it is being found more visibly on Google. Every aspect of our training, whether it's HubSpot, web design, or marketing, will have a focus on being more visible and attracting the ideal customers that we're wanting to attract and market to. We're also the highest rated Google agency within our area of Raleigh. You can just take a scan at those and you will see all of the accolades from our project management team, marketing team, and beyond. Okay, so I'm going to be your presenter today. My name is Greyson Fesperman. I'm a digital strategist here at The Digital. I've been here for over 4 years, and there's my email along with my LinkedIn. So if you want to check out more, I'm always posting new relevant information in regards to HubSpot. I'm a big CRM enthusiast, so I'm excited to get started. Okay, great. So what is HubSpot? HubSpot is a CRM tool, and CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. So whenever you see the word CRM, what you really want to know is whether you have a newsletter or people can sign up or any type of way that you are collecting customer data, whether they're a current client or a prospective client, a CRM tool is going to help you organize all of that data. And then how we're going to talk about it on the sales side of it is how can we organize that data to keep track of leads, to make sure that we are accelerating leads through the sales cycle, as well as just providing an overall better customer service to anyone that ever comes in contact with your business. HubSpot is also a sales tool. So it's a way to schedule meetings and create the next level of, we're going to talk about deals, but deals within your sales funnel. So when someone goes from an initial conversation and has some interest, how do we move them through the funnel of your sales cycle through HubSpot? And then marketing. HubSpot is definitely one of the top tier CRMs in regards to tracking marketing and analytics, as well as a sales tool. So we'll talk about how your sales team can send emails and connect with live customers on your website as well. It's also a full content management system. So CMS, I know there's CRM, and then we're also going to talk about CMS, but your content management system is your website. So through HubSpot, we can build landing pages and even a fully functional website. HubSpot is also providing ongoing support once we get that lead or prospect to the finish line and they're excited to shake hands and do business with us. We can manage that customer further than just ringing the bell and bringing them on board. It's a full customer service management tool, also support tool. So we can talk about how to create and manage support tickets within your organization and ultimately have everything stored in one place, not having multiple things written down on a notebook or having a spreadsheet for a spreadsheet. This is going to be one powerful tool to help you manage your business and take it to the next level. So let's talk about what the benefits are for sales reps. HubSpot offers several benefits specifically tailored for sales reps, especially helping them streamline their workflow and close deals more effectively. As a salesperson or anyone in general, it is impossible to remember every conversation you have with every single prospect or customer. And it's also ultimately impossible to remember every single follow-up. So HubSpot really takes the guesswork out of your day, and it really can show different areas of how to prioritize your day as well. So some of those is going to be with automated lead tracking. So HubSpot's CRM automatically tracks every single interaction with leads and prospects. So it gives sales reps a much more clear picture of where every prospect in the sales funnel is at. So if someone calls into your business, that information is stored within HubSpot to where your sales rep can set a follow-up task, as well as look and see how many times that prospect has opened an email. So email tracking and templates. Sales reps can receive real-time notification when prospects open their emails or click on links. This is really especially because if you're sending targeted emails to a specific vertical that you like to work within or a specific customer persona, you want to tailor that email as much as we can. So when I'm sending a targeted email, so maybe I want to target law firms in Raleigh, North Carolina, I can create a list and send an email, and I can see how many of those prospects opened an email and clicked on any links that I provided in there. Those tools are really, really helpful because that lets me know who's potentially open to a conversation. And so it just overall gives your sales reps kind of a feasibility into where they're at with their marketing. What type of messaging do we need to change within the email to create more clicks or to get more opens? So having that technology at hand within a CRM, instead of having to just, in a sense, try and shoot fish in a barrel, is really, really helpful because I can, within the emails that you send through there, I can pull different reports that tells me who's clicking on these things. Task management is a really big one. Sales reps can easily create and manage day-to-day tasks related to any contacts or leads that they have conversations with, as well as deals, making sure that they stay on top of follow-up calls, meetings, without missing any deadlines. The task section of HubSpot is extremely helpful. It lets me know who I need to follow up with that day. Therefore, I'm not, again, going through my to-do list or my planner or anything like that. Everything I have is set and scheduled out for the next day. Pipeline management. The HubSpot CRM provides a visual sales pipeline. So it creates a dashboard that lets you where each and every lead and where they're at within that pipeline process, whether they're still at the initial discovery stage, or maybe we've moved into an estimate, or maybe we've moved into a proposal. Those are different stages of your pipeline. So a CRM that can track where the leads are at. And so we can have a visual representation on where each and every sales rep is at with that lead, just really, again, allows us to focus in on more higher level conversations with our sales reps, whether it's a conversation about productivity, about marketing messaging, whether it's going through phone calls and having a QA session with your team to figure out where we can enhance our sales pitch. And then also look at how many times a prospect is opening up the proposal, how many times a prospect is looking at your estimate. All of these things can be managed within all of these aspects within HubSpot. We can also schedule meetings. The HubSpot meeting scheduler syncs with all calendars. So for us, we utilize Google Workspace. So anytime I schedule a meeting, whether it's through HubSpot or my Google Calendar, it immediately syncs through HubSpot. So again, really taking that data entry of having to put multiple information, different places through your company. No, it's all in one and everyone on your team has access to it. So again, we can send out calendar links. Everything that you can do within your email account can be done within HubSpot. Sales automation is another big one, especially if you are someone that is purchasing lists or targeting different personas, or maybe you're utilizing another sales tool that's generating these lists for you. So sales automation can help your sales rep create drip campaigns, email sequences, follow-up reminders, and overall just manage and focusing on that relationship building, and overall with the emphasis on closing more deals. So having a process, for example, if someone is submitting a contact form to your company or booking a consultation with you, or they want you to come out for an estimate, wherever that may be, having an automated process that can, first of all, touch that lead or that prospect immediately. And then after there's a phone call or a meeting conversation, kind of trigger the domino effect. What's going to be the next follow-up sequence with that sales or that lead? Insights and reporting. We've been in business for over 20 years. We are familiar with all CRMs. HubSpot has a great insight and reporting tool. The reporting tools we're able to customize with different dashboards, but ultimately we can create all different types of reports, whether it's a deals report, a leads report, an email marketing report, and everyone can have access to these. Again, the whole goal with different measurements of reporting is to really measure productivity and identify opportunities that we can improve within that sales rep's sales funnel. Where can we find the holes and make those holes positives or strengths for each and every sales rep on your team? Looking at reporting is an integral part in understanding where your leads are being funneled and how each and every lead is being treated as they go through your leads funnel. Mobile app access. This is a great one. I love having the HubSpot app on my phone because what it does is it allows reps, as they're out at networking events, if they're on site at a client event, you can update information and deals on the go. They have this really great feature where you can scan a business card and all of that information, guess what? Trickles into HubSpot and stores it. So thus eliminating another data entry point for us there. Also, if I'm making phone calls, I like to have my HubSpot app and it has an activity feed, like a running Twitter activity feed. So I can see who's opening things, clicking things, whether it's a lead or prospecting email, or someone's opening up a proposal, or if I'm receiving any type of follow-up. It's just really great access that gives you live data on the go. Okay. So let's talk about the prospecting tool within HubSpot. So this is a tool that was launched a few months ago, and this is a tool where reps can go to effectively manage their daily workload. It's great because within HubSpot, there is a lot of areas where we could work in a silo, whether if I'm just working on creating email templates or if I'm just looking at my deals dashboard. The prospecting tool is really, really heavy focus on the sales side because what it's done is it's pulled all of these different dashboards. So my leads dashboard, my sales task, and my activities, as you can see on the far left, and anything, and it puts it all in one place. So each and every sales rep can just go to their prospecting tool and it will allow them to see what's on the dock for today, who they need to reach out to. It'll also show, as we move to the second image, if there's any task that I did not get to yesterday. So maybe there was a heavy influx of incoming call leads and we're spending 15 to 30 minutes per time with each person on the phone. Sometimes that does knock your day out of whack. So having the overdue task that can manage, hey, we did not get to this yesterday, that can help me prioritize my day because I'm going to start on my overdue task before starting on the task at hand. And then it also give me what I'm going to be working on tomorrow. And we have some really great blogs that are focused around this prospecting tool and workspace. As you can see at each slide, there'll be a little Learn more at the bottom. Also, with the prospecting tool, we can effectively manage lead generation. So qualifying leads through each and every stage of the funnel. So if I assign a lead to one of the sales reps on our team, it will let me know how many new leads are coming in and where that sales rep is at with that particular lead. So you'll see the new leads that are coming in, and then if the sales rep is not able to make contact or they're still in the process of pursuing that lead, it'll let me know how many attempts this sales rep has made at trying to connect with this lead, which is important because if the sales rep is not making any contact, then we can go in and say, okay, what contact have we had? What do your voicemails sound like? What does your first initial emails look like? Are we giving the potential lead or prospect any indicators that showcase your company or our company that you are subject matter expert? And then most importantly, the connection. How many connects or conversations? And when I say connections, this is how many times the sales rep has a conversation with that lead or that prospect. And they can connect via phone, email, text message. That's just a connection point when the communication is met on both ends. So it lets me know how many times that rep has connected with that potential lead or prospect. So you can really dissect how effective the outreach is or how effective the sales reps are with, again, funneling the leads through your sales cycle. And then you can also scheduling. So all of those benefits I mentioned earlier, this prospecting tool is going to be a one-stop shop, right? So you're going to be able to look at productivity. We're going to be looking at the task calendar. So what's due today, what I missed yesterday, what's due tomorrow. It'll also show my schedule. So instead of having to click around and go to my Gmail schedule, or this is, again, all funneled into your HubSpot. I can also create meetings with this link. So if I forgot, I'm supposed to have a follow-up conversation with Karen at 11:30 today, I need to make sure I add that in there. I can create that schedule, and then it'll also email that over to Karen, even though I'm not in my Gmail. So again, it's really syncing so we can work in one place in one tool. It'll also track email replies, which is great. If your goal is to have your sales rep send out 50 or 20 or 100 or ever many emails to potential new prospects, outbound sales marketing. We want to see how effective that time spent creating and also executing, outreaching to those leads are. So if I'm sending 105 emails and I get 6 replies, that's actually pretty good. That's a great open rate, especially for replies. It'll also be able to track if they're opening it. And then also if I'm spending months and months trying to outreach and market to a potential lead or prospect, it can just let me know how effective that is. When I'm getting 0 email opens, that lets me know the messaging is off and that I need to go in there and rethink my messaging, not only from a verbiage standpoint, but also a persona. Am I speaking directly to this lead or prospect the way that they want to receive information? Or is it just kind of a blanket email outreach? So lots of different conversations we can utilize by looking at this prospecting tool to help enable and empower our sales rep to sharpen some of the tools in their shed. Okay. So moving from that prospect dashboard to overall adding contacts within HubSpot. Every lead must be associated with a contact record or a company record in HubSpot before you can start pushing that lead forward through your sales funnel. Anytime a sales rep comes up to me and they're like, hi, I just sent a proposal for DUIlawyer.com and they're going to sign soon. And then I go into HubSpot and I see 0 information. And I'm like, wow, I don't know what type of conversations we've had. I don't know what type of email outreach, where this lead came from. So data entry is kind of the first and foremost place we want to start with our sales reps when introducing them to a CRM. because it takes a while to get in the habit of it. But once you have compiled all of this data and you're getting in the habit of making sure the name, address, and phone number is filled out for every customer, putting notes under each contact with a date that says, hey, I last touched base with DUIlawyer.com on November 11th. We have a follow-up meeting scheduled for the 15th. We need to be able to see all of that information because HubSpot is such a powerful tool that it's going to track every communication and push that lead prospect through the sales funnel. So having and making sure that we're setting a company-wide goal to make sure that each and every contact is associated with the deal before we push them through HubSpot. So data entry, adding contacts, updating the fields is going to be the very first place I start when I'm onboarding someone new on our sales team, because I want them to get comfortable utilizing the tool, playing around, adding data before we start adding more pieces to the puzzle. So how to add contacts. You're going to navigate to the CRM and then you're going to click on the contacts. You can create contacts lots of different ways. I always create a contact through the actual contact versus creating the company contact first. And the reason why is because if I'm giving someone's contact information and it's their company email, it's going to say Greyson@thedigital.com. So if I put in that company email, guess what's going to happen? HubSpot is going to automatically create a company contact because of that @thedigital.com. That's how smart HubSpot is. And so that's going to take another few seconds, giving me back to my day that I don't have to create that. So I'm a big advocate on giving the company contact, along with, of course, the phone number and email address. The rest of those things, HubSpot can pull aggregated data. And as you will see, sometimes it will fill in a lot of the company information. So making sure that we're staying on track of getting the name, address, and phone number, as well as the email validation. HubSpot checks if a contact is already in your system. So it sends out an email about, I think, once a week, and it'll say, hey, Greyson, we found this many duplicate contacts in your CRM. And I'll click that link and it'll show me which ones. And I will have a button to say, hey, I like to merge this contact with this one or vice versa. I always merge with the one that has the company record attached to it, but that's another great feature from HubSpot. It's not going to let you have the same contact in there twice. That's how sharp it is. Same with companies. When you input a business email, HubSpot automatically generates that company record. So previewing company information, HubSpot is going to pull data like company size, industry, location, saving your sales rep time on going through LinkedIn and trying to find that person and pulling out those company specs. HubSpot is already going to do that for you. You can also, it has a ton of integrations, but the LinkedIn integration is really great. LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can view LinkedIn insights directly on HubSpot. So sometimes with LinkedIn Navigator, you get some of those extra bonus contact information, whether it's a personal email address or maybe it's a direct line with an extension number that's not normally visible in the average LinkedIn profile. So having LinkedIn Sales Navigator and then being able to plug that into your HubSpot, again, it allows your sales rep to only work in one place instead of having so many different URLs pulled up. HubSpot will allow you to sync your emails and contact forms on your website. So your email box integration. Emails sent through HubSpot automatically log into the CRM, creating new company contacts and company records if needed. So what we do is you will sync your Gmail, Office 365, SendGrid, whatever you may have. And so whenever I send an email, whether I'm sending it through HubSpot or Gmail, it's going to record that email in HubSpot. So having that information synced. So let's say that there's a customer that says that they emailed a few weeks ago and they didn't hear anything back. Well, I am able as a sales manager to run through, look and see through all of the past emails that have gone back and forth between that sales rep and that customer. And I'm able to dissect and say, hey, this is real-time data. It says that you sent this time on this time. Sarah responded to you within 15 minutes of that form submission. So it just allows you to have more talking pieces and more real-time data. And having a CRM that not only stores your contacts, but all of your client communication allows you as a manager to go in and dissect and pull back through real data. You can also link your form submissions through HubSpot as well. So HubSpot's lead form routing to automatically qualify and assign leads to the appropriate rep after they fill out a form. So this is where you can set up, if you have multiple sales reps, you can set up a round robin. So sometimes people will fill out a contact form, or you might have a request a consultation or request some time to chat. And if they already fill out their information, then HubSpot can route that lead in a round robin style to your sales team. That way, if HubSpot sends a lead to Sarah and then another lead comes in, HubSpot will route that lead to Christopher. So it allows lead routing to go in a fair, like round robin style, but also it will qualify them and again, store all of that information within HubSpot. You can set up lead forms within HubSpot. You'll go to the CRM, you'll go to the marketing, and then click forms. And then you'll set conditional redirects to rep-specific meeting schedule pages. So within each rep within HubSpot and the meetings tab, they can create multiple different meeting links. So they would copy and paste that meeting link into that conditional redirect. Okay, lifecycle stages. Lifecycle stages is going to be on the left-hand side of HubSpot, and it's going to be one of the fields that's going to be very important for updating, and it lets us know where the leads are at based upon your sales process. So if a lead comes in, they're coming in as a new lead. So an unqualified contact or company that's relatively unknown to your organization. So that's what a new lead is. A qualified lead is a contact or company that your sales or marketing team has qualified as ready for sales outreach. Opportunity is a contact or company that's associated with a deal. So again, they start as new and then they get qualified and then we move them to a deal. So there's an opportunity to do business. And then they go through your proposal or they sign up for your service, and then we update to customer. So that is when the deal has been closed, the bell has been rang, we're ready to do their onboarding, and you've gained a new customer. They have some other features. So evangelist is a customer that is an advocate for your business or organization. We have a lot of these for our company. Anybody that likes your social media post, or anytime you're hosting an event and they give you a shout out or they share your blog post, any type of person that says go team go for your business is going to be an evangelist. So we want to definitely mark those people within HubSpot. And anytime that we're doing a webinar such as this one, we want to reach out to our evangelists so they can help us spread and get really great community involvement with our events. And then other is just if that contact or that lead does not fit any of the above stages. Sometimes you'll get leads that may be for a job position request, or maybe it's just something outside of the scope. We still want to mark that life cycle stage. So there's going to be our marking for that one. Leads. What are leads? Good fit contacts or companies who have either reached out to you or you have plans of reaching out to them. In HubSpot, lead objects never replace a contact or a company. So leads are a way for when you establish that you want to either go after these type of businesses. So I'm just going to stick with law firms. So within law firms, maybe I have a list of contacts or companies that I know the digital wants to do business with. So I'm going to register them as leads, but just because I register them as leads, it's not going to replace any contact or company information. I'm going to register as a leads in HubSpot because I'm going to be able to track where I'm at with that lead within my prospecting and leads dashboard. So this is another really great rollout that HubSpot has done within the past 12 months that we can really, again, as a sales manager, if we want to talk about outreach, we have tools and dashboards within HubSpot that helps us diagnose where the symptoms are. Same thing with leads. Where are we at with our target accounts? How many of our target accounts are opening, clicking emails? How many are we getting on the phone and having these conversations? How many meetings have we scheduled from these target lead accounts? The difference between contact and leads, while every lead in your CRM is associated to a lead or a company contact, not every contact or company is considered a lead. Sometimes within the leads process, someone may not own a business. We work with a lot of metal buildings businesses. So a lot of times people will give us a call and they're looking to buy a metal buildings or a metal building. So that's not really a lead for us. So not all leads are always going to be, or all contacts will be leads. Contacts include every single person in your CRM, while leads are a subset of contacts that are used to generate deals. So another type of contact in a CRM that would not be associated with the lead is anyone that signs up for your newsletters or your webinars. We still want to keep that information in HubSpot because anytime we want to have a new webinar, a new event, we have that list that we can pull of people that enjoy our webinars and they're properly categorized within your CRM. So if you are selling a product and service online, the first place of pool or the first group of people we want to market to are people who are interested in your products. So newsletter subscribers, people who are interested in product updates, or if you're someone that's regularly posting resources and blogs based around your industry topics, I'm sure you have individuals that really want to see what your next topic will be. So not every single contact in your CRM will be a lead, and you will be able to organize different contacts and company contacts based upon where they're at with your company and how that relationship unfolds. Okay. Another big important aspect is to really align with your team on lead definition. So in order to really effectively utilize the prospecting tool in HubSpot, we have to have a clear definition and alignment in the term of leads. So whether leads are incoming calls, form submission, email engagement, or target buyer profile, or if they are coming in from your messenger, we need to make sure that we have a clear definition of what leads look like and how we process any type of incoming lead. So be sure to only create leads when they're ready to be worked by sales. Sometimes we will get leads that call in that are interested in our services, but let's say they're not ready for another conversation for a few more months. That is still a lead that can be worked by sales because they want to have a conversation. Just the timeline on that is going to be a little bit further out. So we still want to push that lead through the sales and qualify it and make sure that we create a follow-up task to follow up when that person or prospect is ready to introduce themselves further into the sales cycle. How to add leads. You can add leads manually from the contacts. So pulling up the contacts on your HubSpot, you will see on the far right side, generate a lead. It's very simple. You can add this manually, or you can do it all from your prospecting dashboard. You can also automatically update any of the life stage cycles as well, and you can create a workflow. Organizing your leads. So thus far, we need to make sure we're aligned with what the leads are, how they're coming in, how we're distributing the leads. And then how are we organizing them moving forward? So making sure the lead stage status is updated. That again feeds into more of the data entry side of training HubSpot sales reps, is making sure that we're not just adding data in there, but we're consistently monitoring and updating that data as well. So lead stage, where are they at in the communication process? Are they having a hard time establishing any form of contact with the lead? Is that lead non-responsive? If that's the case, that's where I might switch the sales rep, because maybe that prospect needs to hear a different voice. Everyone responds to different voices and messaging. We're going to filter by labels. So you can label each and every column, and whether it's a hot lead, a warm lead, and a cold lead. So a hot lead is someone that we're able to establish communication and they're ready to move through the sales funnel right now. Like they're like, hey, give me an estimate. Let me see a proposal. That is a hot pipe and lead, and that gets all my attention. A warm lead is someone who is interested, but maybe have like a few weeks timeline, or maybe they're interviewing other agencies and doing their research. A cold lead could be someone that is interested, but not interested until the end of 2025. Or maybe it's a cold lead because they're non-responsive, or we're not able to establish that communication. A cold lead could also be going back through some of your older leads and trying to resuscitate anyone that we weren't able to have a conversation with. From the companies, you can view all leads associated with companies. So anytime I'm working within HubSpot, what is under my contact is also in my company record, which is great. So making sure that if we register everything on the contact level, it will register on the company level. So again, some sales reps may prefer to work directly out of that company record, which is fine. But just know when you work within the contact, a lot of that stuff will be moved over to the company as well. HubSpot has this really great sidebar that really just can show you at any point in time where each contact is at from the leads. So clicking into the lead options, a sidebar showing key details. So when you click that under your contact record, you'll be able to see the lead stage. So where is this salesperson at with this lead? What was the last activity? If this person is a hot lead and I see that Sarah hasn't responded to an email he sent 2 days ago, I'm going to have a conversation with Sarah and like, hey, like, why are we dropping the football at the goal line? We're almost there. Like anyone that's a warm lead, I'm trying to seal the deal right then and there. So looking at activity is really important around deals, as well as, is there a scheduled follow-up activity? That's personally one of my biggest pet peeves, is that if you have made contact and have worked really hard to get a lead to the next stage or the next life cycle stage, but there's no follow-up task. How do I know what's the next follow-up? Did they already receive a proposal? Are they waiting on you for an estimate? So making sure that there's a follow-up task for each and every lead that as it goes through your leads sidebar is really important. Whenever I see a lead registered and there's not a follow-up task, my ears start getting red and I'm like, oh no, because I need to make sure that there's something that maybe I missed in training the sales rep. And if it's a conversation I've had multiple times, then again, as a manager, that lets me know we need to have another conversation in regards to, okay, let's personalize this leads dashboard for you to make it easier for you to input data. You can perform actions on the spot, like sending emails or making phone calls, or even if you're on a contact record and you feel like the conversation is moving to a lead, you can, while you're on the phone and in HubSpot, register that lead directly from that view. When you send an email or make a phone call, the lead status also automatically updates. So the lead status is different from the life cycle stage. The life cycle stage tells us where the leads are at. The lead status lets us know where the communication is at for each and every lead. So when you send an email and the prospect responds or the lead responds, that lead status moves to nurturing. And then once we're working out of our leads and that lead says, okay, Sarah, send me an estimate or send me a proposal, I send a proposal, that lead status updates to qualified prospect. So your leads dashboard and your prospecting dashboard are there to help your sales team update some of those important key indicators that us as sales managers and business owners really want to look at. So again, as long as I can get each and every sales rep comfortable inputting and creating follow-up tasks and really, really working the dashboard, it's going to allow me to see so much important data and help me overall improve the game. So these are the 4 different communication stages. A lead automatically moves into attempted when the sales rep has tried to reach them. So when you go under, whether it's a phone call in your HubSpot or it's a text message within your HubSpot, under each attempted to contact, under each activity, your sales rep can say left message or no voicemail or whatever the outcome of that call, connected, whatever it may be. HubSpot automatically, if no one picks up, will change that activity to attempted. And then once, let's say the phone call connects, then HubSpot will update that to connected under that particular individual activity. And then once a sales rep has moved into that estimate phase, then it will move into qualified. And then if the sales rep has said, what this incoming call, we had a great conversation, but the budget just isn't there for them right now, your sales rep on that phone call activity can select disqualified. And all of that's important because having sales rep mark qualified or disqualified, even on an activity, lets us know, okay, what are the quality of the leads that are coming in from our website and our marketing campaigns? If we're getting 80% unqualified leads, then that lets me know that the messaging is off on our marketing ads, on our social channels, and therefore we have another conversation with our marketing team. So it's all meant to really blend all levels of the business in regards to sales and marketing. Creating tasks. So you've heard me chat about this a bunch. Regardless of where you create a task in HubSpot, you can fill in the following. So creating a task, we can always title what that task is. So maybe the task is estimate follow-up, proposal follow-up, or hey, I need to call DUIlawyer.com before 3:00 tomorrow. So I can title any task that I have for each contact. I can select what type of task it is. So whether it's a to-do, an email, a text, a call, I can select the priority. So, oh man, DUIlawyer.com says I need to call him tomorrow before 12. He has a question about the proposal before he signs. Guess what? That's going to be a high priority ticket item when I'm creating this task, which is my reminder to call him. Versus, hey, I need to send a follow-up email to Sarah at HVAC.com in regards to an estimate. That might be a medium. So I can really take all of my daily tasks and follow-ups and I can prioritize those. All of the tasks should be associated with a company contact record. I, as sales manager, don't want to see a list full of tasks with no contacts or company associated. All of those things need to be linked properly. Assigned to is going to be your sales rep. Who is this a task assigned to? The queue, add the task to an existing task queue or create a new one. So your queue can automatically recreate that task for you. So anytime I send an email follow-up or send a phone call, it will automatically create that follow-up task. So you can really get very granular with how much information you want to have at hand every day. You can repeat any of those tasks, set a due date, and also enter notes. If I'm creating a task based upon an incoming phone call, I'm able to put my notes from that call directly. So when I look at that task, say I'm supposed to call her back on Monday, all of my notes from that phone call are right underneath that task. So I don't have to go to that company contact or company notes and find it. Again, it's all right there. You can create tasks from the index page. So in your HubSpot account, navigate to CRM and task, and in the upper right corner, click create task. And in the right panel, you will enter details for your task. It's very simple. HubSpot has it all there for you. So it's just a matter of click, 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 enter your notes, and then you're on your way. You can create tasks for individuals. So going into any contact record, you just hit create task. Same thing for companies. Whether you're someone who's working only with contacts or with companies, you can create notes, tasks, meetings, events, scheduling, everything we've talked about today in both of those profiles. So to view your task for the day, so let's say your sales rep has created all of these tasks and they're so excited because they're walking into work the next day and they sit down and they're like, okay, where do I start my day? They don't have to ask that question. They're just going to go click the little task button in their CRM and they're going to see all of their tasks with scheduled due dates. So categorizing them by what task they didn't get into yesterday, what they have on the dock today. And then your rep can filter by whether it's levels of importance, those high prioritized. I personally always want to start on my deals that are going to close the fastest. So my high priority task. And then you can start a task queue. So that's when you click on the individual task within your task. I call it an agenda because I'm a millennial, but within your task folder, I'll say, and it'll automatically start aggregating that data. So once you click, maybe I made a follow-up call and I'm ready to go to my next task. I'm going to check that task because I made my call, put in my notes, set up my follow-up task, and then my task queue is going to bring me automatically to the next one. So it's all based around productivity and making sure that we are utilizing your sales reps' time and not just maximizing their day, but really getting your sales team excited about working smarter, not harder, not having to go mine through LinkedIn and add these new companies when I can just click and boom, all that information is right in HubSpot. You can send sales emails in HubSpot. I'm a big fan of personalized targeted email marketing. So you can create email templates. And anytime a lead gets assigned to me or anyone on my team, we have a sales template that says, hi, thank you so much for reaching out to the digital. Let's skyrocket your business. You can create all different types of email templates and snippets. The email extension features are really great because if I'm on the road or I'm coming back from a client meeting or maybe I'm running into a coffee shop to work or something, I can work from my HubSpot extension through Gmail. So anytime I send an email or anytime I am having an email open and I'm like, oh, I need to use my HubSpot template. Guess what? I click my HubSpot extension. It pulls all my HubSpot templates. I click. And then it goes right through there. It also tracks and monitors all of your emails. You can book meetings on your calendar. So connecting your calendar to your HubSpot and syncing HubSpot tasks to your calendar allows everything to be in one place. Booking meetings on your calendar. You can, again, once you have your email, whether it's Outreach, Google Workspace, connected to your HubSpot, that's when we can create meeting links in HubSpot. So I have a few created. Some of them are an initial call. Let's spend 15, 20 minutes explaining what made you reach out. Let me learn a little bit more about your business. And then I'll have a second meeting link that is an estimate review, a proposal review. And I can really block off different times on my calendar and therefore making sure that no matter where your sales rep is working, all of that data is translated to your CRM into their calendar. Monitoring lead activity. So I know we've touched on this a little bit, but the HubSpot Sales Chrome extension is wonderful. It's a must-have for every person on our sales team. It just allows us to manage real-time notifications, especially from the email opens. So again, my sales reps can take a look at their phone as they're sending information and they love hearing the HubSpot. It's like, do-do-do-do. And it says, and they get so excited because they're like, wow, I've been trying to get this company to open any email I've been sending for so long. And wow, they just opened it. Okay. So now they've made it past the security inbox. So now we can start sending them more things. That HubSpot Sales Chrome extension is really, really great. So When you have a very powerful and robust CRM like HubSpot, you want to utilize the extensions and the plugins. If we're not doing that, then you are having to utilize data entry in a sense and making sure that you're copying paste from one platform to the next. You can also install a HubSpot tracking code on your website. You can get notified when a prospect or a lead returns to your website, or when prospect or visitors to your website who haven't converted in a form. So maybe they've visited the website, but they didn't fill out a contact form. That will create a contact within HubSpot. So we can track to see where that lead cycle goes. Or if you're a sales rep on my team, anybody who ever clicks on our page is going to get a complimentary phone call from the digital. Hey, wasn't sure what you were interested in, but I'd love to chat with you. What kind of business, what type of organization do you have? You can also customize how you're notified and how much you're notified. I have one person on my team that needs to be in the zone, auto zone all the time, that doesn't want to hear the open notifications. That's fine too. Everything is extremely customizable for your company. What are deals? The deals part is how we can track potential revenue opportunities within HubSpot. Within the deals format, we can, once a person has qualified itself to a lead, then we want to get that person to move to a deal. So at that point, we should be able to have a projected close date. I think this lead is going to close at the end of November, December. How much the deal is for, who is the deal owner? That's the sales rep. And if there are any additional, sometimes I need to bring on a project manager for our team to talk about something really high customizable, then it could be a deal split between two reps. To create deals from a record, you're going to utilize that sidebar. The same area of when you registered the deal the prospect as a lead, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go from the lead to the deal. And as you can see, you can have the estimated close date, when the last meeting was. You can have all activities underneath there and where the stage is at. Do we have a follow-up? Is there appointment scheduled? Deal pipelines and stages. That deal dashboard is going to be a really great visual of where every single sales rep is at in their pipeline, also where their deal stages are at. So again, allowing us as business owners and managers to really help us improve our sales team's game, really figuring out, okay, we're getting so many leads to the proposal, but we're only closing 30% of the proposals we put out. Having a deal pipeline that lets us know and track not only the potential customers' activity, but also the sales activity, that's going to help us fill in those gaps, but also make predictions and pipelines. Maybe you have specific seasonalities to your business where maybe the winter months things slow down. Summer's your high season. Either way, this kind of allows us to fill our pipeline, coach our sales team on how to create a pipeline and move forward. Tracking deals is going to be the same way. We're going to go to that deal dashboard. You can have a summary of highlights listed there. I always, whenever I onboard a new salesperson, is I have them poke around in HubSpot. What can they see? What can they do? What type of tracking do they think is important for them? And then we have a follow-up training where we kind of clearly define those guardrails. Because the whole point of this is, yes, to align what your leads and deal process is and what your outreach is. But this tool is very customizable that your salesperson can customize it for their day to day. So we want to bridge the two together as a business owner and a manager, as well as from a sales perspective. Okay, in the last few slides here, we have a ton of resources on HubSpot. We love HubSpot. We love CRMs. If you are working so hard to get your business off the ground, we got to work hard to maintain that business. So CRMs are how we do that. We have a bunch of blogs. We have a bunch of podcasts. We do monthly trainings. I'll be doing another sales training on this soon in the upcoming months. We'll also have a marketing focused HubSpot training. So if you are new to HubSpot or you have it, we will be able to provide all different sorts of knowledge base that will help enhance where you're looking to go. And that's all, folks. So hopefully you found this training extremely helpful. So please, if you enjoyed this training or if you would like to see more detailed trainings on HubSpot, check out our YouTube channel. Let us know your thoughts. So thank you guys again, and until next time.